And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Once again, time to answer questions that you have been asking us. Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. How are you?
Good. What's up, guys?
Good, man. What is your question for everybody?
My question is, what is something you would like to bring back from the pre-2000s?
What is something you would like to bring back from the pre-2000s?
What is your answer, Kyle? Because obviously you've thought about this a lot.
Like how pre-2000s? Like the 20s?
I mean, if you want to go that far.
Okay. Let's say within our lives.
Okay. What's your answer, Kyle?
I want to say gas prices, because I remember growing up, my parents used to fill up at like 40 cents a liter.
Yeah. I think everybody wishes that. That's a good answer, though.
Yeah. Jeez.
I was going to say a sense of calmness before social media.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. But it's funny because we all thought we were uneasy then. You know what I mean?
And discreetness.
Yeah, and you know what the incredible thing is, too, is that we attributed bigotry and ignorance and all of this stuff to the fact that people just didn't have access to information. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then you look at what happened to people once they had access to all the information, is that it didn't get better, it got worse.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Let me see here. What do I wish?
Like give us something practical. Hit us with something practical that
I don't know, like,
that just doesn't happen anymore.
Like the ability to be able to say stuff without being killed for it. You know what I mean? Like cancel culture right now, it's just so strong.
Yeah.
That even the most like innocent thing that someone could say and maybe mean could be interpreted in a completely different manner, and then you get killed for it because then everyone else thinks that you meant it in the way that it's being perceived as being offensive.
And I don't even mean, I'm with you on that, and I don't even mean controversial things. I remember one of the worst weekends I had is when the Christina Aguilera fans came after me, and I believe that it was because she had done a duet maybe with Demi Lovato, and I had said that their voices didn't match. That I didn't enjoy the duet because I didn't think that they were a great pairing, whoever it was that she had done the duet with. And I'm talking like the viciousness of all viciousness came for me after that comment. And when I say vicious, I mean horrific things were being said to me, and it lasted about a week. Right.
Wow.
And so it's stuff like that I wish didn't exist anymore. Something a little bit practical is because I don't think that people understand sort of what it was like. And I think that it might be freeing for people. And that is, I would like to bring back, just so people could experience it, club culture with no bottle service.
Oh, okay. Just show up and
the dance in a giant room with other people.
Yeah,
because
it's just a room.
Right. Back in the day, like there was always a VIP area at a club, but I'll tell you what, you know who was in there? Douchebags.
Yeah.
Nobody fought to get into a VIP area.
You know, the gay clubs I went to, none of them ever had VIP.
No. And most clubs I went to never had VIP. Like most clubs.
Because the private rooms at the gay clubs were something else.
Yes, that's true. But bottle service and all that stuff killed nightclubs, right? It changed the culture, and it changed going out, and it changed the direction of the night, and it all became about getting a booth with a bottle, as opposed to going and standing in a giant room and partying with hundreds.
I have a great one.
Which is what?
I want to bring back Blockbuster Video.
Why?
So that you can experience the joy again of, going to the video store on a date, looking through and picking what movie you're going to watch. Like it was an experience.
No, thank you. That was a pain in the ass.
I never the experience of sitting on your couch and scrolling through on Netflix or Disney or Prime and
nobody
ever be there.
I liked going to the video store with my dad and stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? With that, what you also get is that you have to have the feeling, if you're going to bring back Blockbuster, of what it felt like to go to really want to watch like Top Gun Maverick tonight, and you can't because it's out. They had no copies of it. Like there was only so much entertainment in the world. Right now, there's an unlimited amount of everything in the world, right? If you want to watch Top Gun tonight, I can watch Top Gun tonight. Everybody can watch Top Gun tonight. But back in the day, like pre-2000s, there was still a limited number of entertainment properties in the world, and you had to wait your turn. Right? Which is crazy when you think about it. Like you think about a hot new movie that just dropped today or a hot new TV show, and you can't go home and watch it until it's your turn.
Yeah. And that could be in 3 days. That could be in 3 weeks.
Correct.
Now we're spoiled.
Yeah, no, because everything. It's unlimited,
Whatever,
everything
man.
all the
I love
time,
it.
24
Give it to
hours
me.
a day delivered on demand.
I
right?
love it. Shem, do you have an answer? What is something you would like to bring back from the pre-2000s?
There's two things that come to mind. One of them still kind of exists is Tamagotchis. You remember those?
Yeah, my sister was
used to
all about
love those
Tamagotchi.
They
things.
brought those back. They're back.
No, I know
My
they're back,
kid had
but
one,
in terms
yeah.
of the popularity, right? I love those. And then also I miss, I don't know what you would call it, but the sort of rise of like when Fresh Prince and Family Matters and Saved by the Bell, like that whole sort of era of TV. I miss that era of TV. I really do. Sitcoms, the greatness of sitcoms.
Yeah, sitcoms are different now, though. They are. They're very different. I mean, there's some that still sort of follow that network model, but those were based on pure fantasy and innocence, right? Like all of those shows. That's an interesting one. What would you bring back? What about when girls used to wear the sides of their thong up over top of their jeans?
Oh, I love that look, man.
The whale tail?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Whale tail?
Yeah, that was a great look.
geez.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I think that in order for it to like really take effect, it has to be something that is just either no longer exists today. Like when Maury talked about Blockbuster, like it's not just about going to the store to rent a video. It's the fact that like, you know, you could get denied what you wanted.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like it was crazy.
Could you imagine if cell phones weren't in existence and we all, like in today's times, 2022, still had to walk around with like quarters in our pockets if we needed to make a phone call?
Yeah, payphones. Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
Payphones? Using a payphone?
Yeah, I didn't have voicemail at home, and I only had voicemail at work. And if somebody left me a message, I had to go back to the office to check my voicemail.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Like if I was waiting on somebody to get back to me about something, I had to go back to the office. I didn't live far. It was like a couple blocks.
That was gonna be my question. How far?
Like it was a walk, right? But like
still, just to check your message?
At 10 o'clock at night, I would have to go in and check my messages because I needed to know if this thing was happening the next day or not.
Oh, I had a pager.
Yeah, pagers.
I had a
God,
pager.
Jesus, pagers. I never had a pager.
Never?
No.
Even for work?
No. Never had a pager. No.
There you go, Kyle. Thanks so much.
No problem, guys. Take care.
Right on.
See you,
Holmes.
buddy. Crow River Retreat says, what is your favorite movie or TV show that you could watch like 200 times? And what's your favorite movie or TV show that you would never, or that you would be okay never watching again?
Oh, that's the second one is a really, really, really good question.
You want to start with that? Something that you're
Something
A-okay?
something that I loved that I will never sit through again. Mm-hmm. That's a really great question.
You know what? I loved Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Right?
You did. That's right, you did.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And watched the entire series. I don't know if I'd ever go back and rewatch it again. I know, Shem, I think you're rewatching it again, right?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I watched it later than most, I would say, and I loved that series. Now I
Not
watch
that
it
I have any, like, not that there's anything wrong with it. Like, sure, like when the FX used to have the reruns, if there was an episode on, I may kind of, just dip in and out. But I don't think I could ever go back and spend my time to rewatch the entire series again.
My
I
answer
watched
would
it the
be
first
Queer as
time.
Folk.
Queer as
I'm
Folk
good.
more? What, that you would just never watch again?
The U.S. one would be queer. Yeah, absolutely queer. They used to have viewing parties at like Woody's, the gay bar for Queer as Folk, and we were obsessed with it. But I tried watching it; it just didn't stand the test of time.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you know what's difficult for me is that when you have a kid and your kid gets to like Roxy's age, where she's 12, where we can watch a lot of the same shows. The shows that I find easier to rewatch are comedies. So I've rewatched with Roxy all of The Office, which I had already seen, all of Modern Family, which I had already seen.
So my answer for shows that I could rewatch over and over again, Office and Modern Family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the comedies I find easier. Now and she got into Stranger Things and we watched the first 3 seasons together. I found that to be fine. I think that what it matters is like, would I choose to watch it on my own?
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of stuff I would not choose to watch on my own. But when my kid says, hey, do you want to watch this with me? I'm like, I will absolutely watch that again. Right? And we're only going to we just started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, nice.
Right? Like started like way, way, way back in the day with Curb Your Enthusiasm. And we're slowly kind of like watching that show now.
You know what show I watched like in the past, I don't know, year, right? And I watched one episode and I was like, I gave it a chance and I'm like, I'm good without the show in my life. And the only reason why I watch it is because I know Dammit Maury's a big fan of it. So I wanted to see what the enthusiasm was all about with that show. and it's oh my God, why can't I think of it?
The Goldbergs?
No, Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory. Because I know you love that show, right?
Yeah.
And the show's like nerdy, and I'm into like nerd stuff. But this show, I don't know, I just didn't find it that funny.
You know what's interesting is that I've the same as you. I could not sit through a episode of Big Bang Theory. It's just I don't like that style of sitcom. I didn't find it funny. I don't like the jokes. I hate the laugh track, like all of this stuff.
Yeah.
However, Roxy started watching Young Sheldon.
And
it's a very different show.
So,
right?
Mocha, just so in case you don't know, Young Sheldon is the prequel to Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
so it's what's his name's character.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I said, what's his name? As in the guy. I didn't say
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. Thank you. So it's Jim Parsons' character, but it's not shot like Big Bang Theory was. It's shot on single cam, no laugh track. It reminds me very much of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because young Sheldon is like a super smart kid in like a real hicky family, right? So it very much reminds me of Malcolm in the Middle. Now, I will say the thing that I dislike about young Sheldon the most is Jim Parsons' voiceover.
Oh, I didn't know he does a voiceover.
Yeah, so he does this sort of narration thing that he does with it, right?
But does he do it in that like same
in the
older
same-
Sheldon, like kind of nerdy voice?
I could do without that completely. I actually think that it does the show a disservice to even associate it with Big Bang Theory. I don't think it's needed.
Fun fact about Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Sheldon's mom, played by Zoe Perry, is actually Laurie Metcalf's real daughter. Laurie Metcalf is Sheldon's mom in The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, hold on here.
Cool stat, bro.
That's a fun fact.
But I don't like the dad on Young Sheldon. I don't find him endearing enough. But it's a funny show. It's very much like Malcolm
That's
in the
Lance
Middle.
Barber, by the way.
Right? Who's that?
That's the actor who plays the dad in Young
Oh,
Sheldon.
Lance Barber.
But why would I know that?
His parents.
I'm educating you.
His
like-
parents are Mr. and Mrs. Barber.
Like, what the hell does where do I know him from?
You don't.
Okay, well then who cares?
Why throw that fun fact up there?
Who cares, man? It affects me in no way. Oh, you mean I don't like the character, but it's Lance Barber. Oh,
Oh, Lance Barber, you say?
hold on, man.
The great Lance Barber?
Yeah, but I don't like the dad. I think that if you're the dad in that position where you're kind of like the hard ass and everything else,
Yeah.
I think that you have to be endearing. Like Bryan Cranston was endearing as that guy. Jeff Garlin in The Goldbergs was endearing in that.
Red Foreman from
role.
70 Show.
Red Foreman was endearing in that role. I don't think that this character. I don't know whether it's the actor or the character, but he doesn't have. He's missing that thing that those sitcom
When you say
dads,
actor, you mean Lance Barber.
Yes.
The great Lance Barber?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm just looking at his
Yeah,
IMDb.
yeah. What else has he
Where
been in?
else do I know
But
Lance Barber from?
the standout character on Young Sheldon is without question the grandmother, though. She's the best.
Oh.
She's the best character.
You know who
on
that is?
show.
It's Annie Potts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care. It's the grandmother on the show, though, man. Like,
Okay, so Lance Barber.
The great.
The great Lance Barber.
Yeah, what
wow,
else
he's
has he
got a
done?
lot on IMDb.
yeah. Anything
He
you know?
played the cop on one episode of Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He was in the Gangster Squad movie. He was in an episode of Bob's Burgers. He was in an episode of Hot in Cleveland.
Great. Cool.
He was in an episode of Dr. Ken.
Okay. I'm not saying that the guy's not talented.
He was in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Does that
Great.
change anything?
Great. No, Roxy loves that show, too. She watches that one without me.
With Lance Barber in it?
Yeah. Yeah. Only the Lance Barber episode.
He was in all 11 episodes of a season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool.
He-
I've never seen an episode of that
He
show.
played Luigi in a TV miniseries called Tony the Tutor.
Okay. Enough. We don't need to go down Lance Barber's entire IMDb. That's great. But anyway, so young Sheldon, all that stuff. But I know that there's going to be a time where Rox is going to, when she starts to get a little bit older, where we're going to do like, Breaking Bad. I'm sure she's going to get into at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And, all shows like that, which I will rewatch again. I will rewatch again. As far as a movie that I will watch all the time. I mean, obviously like Karate Kid, we've talked about that a lot, but more of like a newer movie. I will some nights, like if Catherine has like a crap day and she just needs to hang out and whatever, there's two movies that we'll put on that always just sort of change her mood. One is Bridesmaids.
Oh, classic.
Right?
Yeah.
Bridesmaids. And then the other one is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Both
right?
great movies.
I will watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I go watch it every day. And I love that movie so much. But Forgetting Sarah Marshall is definitely, like, for me, the one movie that I could rewatch
so
like an
good.
infinite amount of times.
In our house, it's Bridesmaids.
Yeah, Bridesmaids.
Oh,
yeah.
so good.
And
So
13
good.
going on 30.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, you love
When
that
that movie's on, or Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Is Brent Barber in that too?
Lance Barber?
Lance Barber?
Oh, no.
Poor guy.
Shem, do you have an
We
answer?
literally just said the man's name 10,000 times on this show and just screwed it up.
Yo, big up Lance Barber.
Yeah.
And his brother Brent, I think. Shem, you got an answer?
Yeah, I would say the movie or TV show I'd watch for sure is The Proposal. I really love that rom-com.
Which one's
with,
that?
That's Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock. I believe Betty White's also in that.
Oh,
that movie? Yeah.
I love that
Okay,
movie.
fair
Love
enough.
that movie. And
Yeah,
the one that I wouldn't watch even though I loved it, sorry Mocha, close your ears, is Jersey Shore. I don't know that I could rewatch Jersey Shore.
I mean,
I loved it when it came out. I just don't know if I could watch it.
Yeah, I'm not going to
again.
go back and dip into seasons 1 through 4
Yeah, I
again.
couldn't. I
Shem,
couldn't
do you
do
remember
it.
this part of the proposal? He, hoo,
I sure do.
What was that?
When she was doing a dance, Betty White was doing a dance to the fire gods in the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Cool scene, bro. Kara says here, if you were a pet, what celebrity would you want as a parent? Goes on to say, I would want Roz as mine. So I guess if Kara was like a cat, she'd want you to be her parent, Roz.
Yeah. So she can sleep on my feet all night? Because that's where I like cats to sleep,
There you go.
on my feet.
Dig around in your hair.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a ridiculous question.
Why?
I don't know.
Come on, man, just play along.
No, I don't want to play.
If you
I'll
were
play
a pet,
along.
what celebrity would you want as a parent?
Nah. I
Gus
don't-
Kenworthy,
Who's that?
the gay Olympian that always, anytime he goes to the Olympics, he always adopts like 5 dogs.
What is with you bringing up people on the podcast who nobody's ever heard of?
Okay, first of all, a lot of people have heard of Gus Kenworthy.
Okay, Gus Kenworthy. What event was he in?
Was he not a skier?
You're asking me.
Yo, you're the guy's #1 fan.
Gus
He is.
Kenworthy.
He is.
Yeah, see, he's a skier.
Okay.
And he's like best friends with
Dogs and cats and parrots? With who? Now you got to Google who his best friend is.
Colton Underwood.
Colton.
man.
Oh, from Bachelor.
Yeah.
The one who came out, right?
Yeah, and yeah,
Okay.
because then when Colton came out, Gus Kenworthy tried to set him up on like dates.
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, can I just say, okay, so
What?
for Christ's sake, okay, Maury, you gotta you need to just branch out your your world a little tiny bit, just like a little tiny bit, okay? Because I fear that you like swim in an ocean and circle a world that is only relevant if the first picture on somebody's Instagram is them in a pool shirtless. Like those are the only people in your life.
Speaking of the ocean, I should swim in. with him.
literally, like nobody's ever heard of Gus Kenworthy before, right? And I went to his Instagram.
1.2 million people have.
Sure, okay.
Look at that picture.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Like you got to expand your world, man. You got to have other interests that just aren't about that.
I'm allowed to, love gay.
I'm not saying don't love gay, but like you got to break out a little tiny bit and
Okay,
just.
but when Mocha says, what parent do you want? My mind went to the guy who adopts a lot of dogs, Gus Kenworthy.
Okay, I'm sure that who else? Name somebody else who adopts dogs as well.
Okay, Betty White.
Yeah, she's dead though.
Okay.
Also gay icon.
Okay, the Queen.
Okay, dead. Yeah.
Then I'll stick with Gus.
I think you have to think of a celebrity that would actually be able to spend time with that pet and not have that pet be looked after by other
Yeah, man.
people,
Like-
to help, right?
like-
Because originally I would say like The Rock, but then I'm thinking about The Rock's schedule. This guy travels like worldwide pretty much 7 days a week, so he ain't spending no time with any of his pets.
Yeah. Also,
Right?
Yeah. Also, just so you know, I don't think that Gus Henry, what is his name? Gus Kenworthy, would be the best parent for you. He seems like he spends a whole lot. Like there's a lot of time shaving and oiling.
Oh, but look, he also paints his toenails like you do.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
What about Lance Barber? He seems like
Yeah.
a guy that would have the time.
I've never seen a photo of Lance Barber with dogs.
The time
Interesting.
to look after. You know who would be a great parent, I think?
Who's that?
Paris Hilton. I always see her with pets,
disagree.
with dogs.
I agree. I think she loves those
Right?
things.
Yeah. I think she's a huge animal lover and would really, really pay attention to her pets.
Yep. Okay, cool. There we go. Done. Next question. I don't know.
Hey, Sherry, how are you? It's Roz Mocha.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Welcome to the podcast. What's your question?
Thank you. Oh, I just, I was going to plan a trip for my husband and I without him knowing to Las Vegas. And I've heard you say a few times that the Aria was your favorite hotel. And I just wondered why.
That is the first hotel I had ever stayed at my very first time going to Vegas. I like the location. I like the vibe of the hotel. I think that I love the smell that they pump through that hotel. And it's kind of like close to all like everything that I like the newer side of the strip on Vegas.
Right.
They really built that section up, so it's closer to the stuff that I would normally go to anyway, both restaurants and like other casinos that I'd want to gamble at. But like honestly, if it's your husband's first time going to Vegas, you could go anywhere and he's going to have a great time. Like all the places down there do such a great job.
Yeah, it's going to be our second. We went
your second.
our 2001 we went. And we stayed at Bally's, and it was okay. We had a good time in that. It was in October, and it was a month after September 11th, so it was kind of a very strange vibe. We had planned it months earlier, so we just went, and it was okay, but it wasn't the best. You know what I mean?
So wait a second. When's the last? How many years ago was this?
2001.
Oh wow! So you haven't been there in a long time.
The Aria wasn't even there.
No, like
21 years ago.
Yeah,
nah.
no. I was gonna say Bally's. My kid learned how to crawl on a floor in one of the suites in Bally's. Was it Bally's?
Oh my goodness!
Wait, does Bally's even exist anymore? Bally's used to be over by Planet Hollywood, right? I don't think that exists anymore. Bally's.
I don't know. I know it was connected to Paris because we could walk from the Bally's Casino right into the Paris Casino.
Oh,
They were attached.
What are some of the other hotels, like the old school hotels down there?
The Wynn and Encore down there.
I think it was Bally's.
Yeah, and then Caesars
and
is
the
like
Flamingo.
across the street.
The Flamingo. No, it definitely wasn't the Flamingo.
So they
I think it was Bally's. I really do think it was Bally's.
In the past couple of years, did a huge reno over at Flamingo. So if you're into kind of old school vibes, but still with a modern kind of touch, I check out Flamingo. But listen, you're going to go back. It's going to be a completely different Vegas from when you went 21 years ago.
There.
Is it? Yeah,
Bally's
Bally's
is still there.
Yeah.
So I think anywhere that you go, and then also like, budget comes into factor and location of like other things that you want to do in and around Vegas. Like if you want to do a lot of the shows, I'd stay like closer to like where the MGM is and Wynn, Encore, Caesars, stuff like that. But if you kind of want like a little bit of everything, and you can take a cab ride, it's 5 minutes anywhere.
Yeah.
But go to the Neon Sign Museum. Go to the Neon Sign Museum for photos.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing about the Neon Sign Museum, it's like 25 minutes away from the main strip.
That's fun.
Okay.
So that's a pretty pricey cab ride / Uber, and you have to get your tickets in advance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you have to like show up within that window.
I think that if you're just in and around where either Bellagio or Hard Rock are, right? That's a great area.
Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
Right there.
Nice and fun.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's know how it is when you get back.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Hey, it says here that you've been listening for 11 years to the show.
Yes, and I'm on my third round of your podcast.
Oh, wow. Thank you for your dedication. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite, Sherry?
Roz.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Sherry.
Sounds like Sherry's
You're
got a
very
crush.
welcome.
The way
You're
you
both
answered.
awesome.
No, the way you answered, it sounds like you got a crush.
Get in line.
I'm very nervous. I don't know why.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Because you're talking to your boyfriend, Roz.
Stop it. Jerks.
Thanks, Sherry. Love you lots.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
When's the last time you went to Vegas, Mocha?
2019, so before the pandemic.
Wow. And
Yeah.
what was going on then?
Nothing. It was
You
just like our
just
annual kind of every February we go to Vegas.
You and the
then,
dudes?
Yeah, and then the following year, COVID hit, and then we
Yeah.
haven't been back since.
When do you think it's going to pick up again for you guys?
We
or will it ever?
are hoping to go this February.
Yeah.
Upcoming. Hoping.
Yeah.
We'll see what the world is like. If not, it might be like closer to next summer.
Right. God, that's crazy.
I know. I can't wait to go back. I still get I sign up to all the emails. I still got all the emails, the we miss you. Here's X amount of dollars off your next trip.
Yeah.
Complimentary stay in this particular room, whatever. Right?
It's so great, man.
But
I really like Vegas.
I know, but you know what? I think I've lost all like points and privilege with some of the casinos.
I think
because
that if you
you
just
play a certain
called-
amount of time,
Yeah,
right?
but they understood though. They understood that people couldn't get that. You couldn't fly for half the year last year.
I guess. Okay, Kara says here, if you were a pet, what celebrity would you want as
Shut
a
up.
Gus Kenworthy.
Gus Kenworthy.
Dallas Singh said, oh my God, this is such a stupid question, okay? If you had to have everything in your life be square-shaped or circle-shaped, which would it be? That is a difficult question to ask and to answer.
Like what?
Because now I have to figure out my day-to-day, my family's day-to-day, and everything in my life either has to be square-shaped or circle-shaped.
Like your car?
So your car,
Your shoes?
your phone, your clothes, maybe, I guess. Your computer screen,
Your bed?
like
plates
everything in your
even.
life. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and your meat. Like you'd have a circle steak.
Or a square-shaped
just
steak.
Everything? Well, hats wouldn't work if you chose square.
Yeah. You'd look
Well,
ridiculous.
my bowls would stay the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything in my life. Like doors too and door handles?
I guess like everything
Like
would
my-
just be squares.
Like my door handle would have to be square on a square door?
Circle TV.
Yeah.
Like
Look,
my
let's just
garage,
say-
my garage door has to be either a square or a circle.
Yeah. Okay. Let me change it up a little bit. Let me
Okay.
change it up because then you could just go on infinitely with things. Okay. Let me ask you this: would you rather everything in your life that is currently circular becomes square, or everything in your life that is currently square becomes circular? So your television becomes circular.
My phone becomes circular?
Your phone becomes circular.
But not stuff on, like not your body parts.
No, you don't know. Jesus, no.
Like I'm not gonna have a circle penis.
Like
Yours
your head.
already looks like a button, Maury. It's already a little circle.
Yeah, you got nothing to worry about.
Come
Like
on,
your
son.
head
Maury
would
already
be-
made his choice.
Oh no.
Or everything that is circle becomes square. Like your steering wheel on your car, your wheels become square.
Oh, then you can't drive. How are you gonna drive?
I don't know.
And then you become SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you'd have to figure it out.
Maybe then everything has to be circle.
Everything that's square.
I think everything has to be circle. Yeah,
right?
everything's square.
Everything square has to be circle. I would have to agree on that
Right?
one.
I'm thinking even like windows on your house or your condo,
Yeah, they
wherever
would.
you live.
Yes, they
right?
would all become circle. You would look like you lived on a cruise boat,
Yeah.
like a cruise ship,
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
right?
Your glasses, like I'm
Yeah.
looking at Maury's glasses right now.
So I'd look
Circle.
like John Lennon.
You'd have square glasses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you'd have to. What's that, Shem?
And your bed.
Your bed. Yeah, your bed would look like everything
Oh,
would look like
no.
1976 Las Vegas, right? Everything.
Yeah, baby.
Round bed, everything.
Should we shag now or shag later? Oh man, a lot of questions about pets. Edward says here, what kind of pets did you have growing up?
I had a newt.
We've answered this many times.
What's a newt?
What's
A newt is
I'm
like
sure
a
asses
little,
Oh yeah,
like a
little.
lizard.
Like, like a little lizard.
Like a tiny little
What am
lizard.
I thinking of?
What do they eat?
What's the small little furry thing called?
Oh, do you mean
Maury's penis?
Oh wow. Jesus.
do you mean like a squirrel?
No, like I don't know. I'm thinking of something else. It's like
No,
Like
I
a
had
hamster?
newt- A hamster.
I
yeah.
thought that was a newt.
No,
but
a
I guess
newt is
I'm
like a
wrong.
little lizard, and I also had a pet goldfish.
Yeah.
Wait, what do newts eat? What do you feed them?
Shrew. That's the thing I was thinking of. A little shrew. They're little small fuzzy things.
I don't remember what newts eat. This was so long ago, but I
Is that
remember
why
we
he
found
died because he.
we found it behind the couch, dead.
Oh no!
no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I did not have any pets growing up.
You didn't, huh?
No,
Guyanese house too dirty.
Yeah, definitely. Shem
Yeah,
also
right,
shaking his
no
head, yeah.
pets.
No pets.
My
all
dad
right.
grew up with 7 brothers and sisters, and every one of them was allowed to have their own pet. So in the house, there was like birds and cats and dogs and snakes.
Wow,
Damn.
that's old school.
Yeah.
That's like super old school.
Who was his dad? Ace Ventura?
Yeah, no, that's like back in the day when like the kids had nothing, so you had to go find your own pet too. You know what I mean? Like, like poor families where it's like, you know, we're not going to the pet store. You know, there's no going to a breeder. It's it's like yes, the chicken can come in the house now.
You guys had what? Dogs and cats?
We had we had cats and dogs growing up. Never at the same time though. When we had cats, we didn't have dogs. When we had dogs, we didn't have cats. But yeah, no, I had a cat growing up. I loved her a lot. Her name was Pookie. She was great. Died. And then we had 2 big giant dogs, and then now we have 4 cats. So yeah, and I can't. And it's crazy. I'm like, if you ask me what's the perfect number of cats to have in a house, my answer now is 4.
Really?
Yep.
If you were to ask Catherine,
4. She would know. She would say more.
I was just, yes.
She would
absolutely.
Say
she would say more.
She definitely wants. She definitely wants more. But no, I think having 4 is like it's awesome. I love having 4 cats.
Aww.
I love it.
How do you make sure your place doesn't stink?
Like what do you mean?
Like so it doesn't smell like litter box.
Oh, you just empty the litter box.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, it doesn't stink. Like the house doesn't. Every now and then when one of them misses and pees on the floor, you can smell it a little bit. But other than that, you just like you keep the litter. And litter is really great now. Like you buy litter and it just like it kills all the smells immediately, right? But one of them,
what a time to be alive.
Yeah, and one of the little cats. Oh my God! So we have the litter box room, right? And then beside it, there's like a shelf, and that shelf is like 1.5 feet off the ground. Okay. And that shelf is where I put the bag of litter, right? Okay. So I fill the litter box, clean them, fill the litter boxes. Bag of litter goes back on the thing, right? So I guess at some point when I was putting the bag of litter back on this shelf, a tiny little bit of litter fell out of the bag. And when I say a tiny little bit, I mean enough litter that like it's a coaster size, tiny little bit of litter, right? So I guess I was a little late cleaning out the litter boxes one day. And one of the cats climbed up this shelf and put itself in, I don't know what kind of position, because like there's like a mop bucket beside it and then the bag and everything else. And it took a in that tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of litter.
Yeah, like smart cat.
Like, come on already.
They were like, listen, you left the litter here. I got to go.
I know. It was tiny, though. It was like the smallest amount of litter.
Smart
and
cat.
And they were like, yep, there I go.
Well, thank you for all of your questions. This has been so wonderful. We post a picture once a week on Instagram at Kiss925 that simply reads Ask Roz Mocha. This is where we get your questions from. So keep them coming in. Thank you very much. This has been the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.